What's up, everybody? Coming in tonight for a little bit of a stream. I gotta work on this sticker. It's due tomorrow. So, you know, people have voted. They've decided. So, I'm gonna try and make this character. And then I'm gonna start working on him as well. So, you know, gotta get to it. Get to it. Asked for some add-ons, so we're gonna try and fix this real quick. Also, let's give this a little bit more canvas for my own sanity. Size, I'm gonna spread out to a 4x4, just for my own sake. That. Don't even know what all that is, so we're just gonna keep going. Figure that stuff out. Oops, no, we need that. This one to be lower. Turn you off. Alright, so I was told to put him in a hood as well. So we're going to do just that. So up to about like right here. Maybe we drop it like right there. Come in. Hey Sarge, what's up? Caps lock is on. Is the merch out yet? Nope. No, it is not. The merch is not indeed out yet. They're going to be sending me samples. Yeah, they're going to be sending me samples here in a little bit. They actually went because I have questions and something that they should have done a little bit earlier. But I had questions about the color, right? Because I wanted it to be black, and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be this," and I'm like, "All right, cool. Still got a question." And because I keep asking the same question, because they're like, "Oh, well, it's close to black," and I'm like, "Well, what's close to black?" You know, because I don't want a gray, I want black. So they're like, "We'll put it on hold. That way we can send you some samples, and then you can make your decision from there." I'm like, "All right, whatever." So we're now in a holding pattern, but they are coming. They are indeed coming. So that's his neck right there. We're gonna get rid of this and that. I'm an absolute huge fan of recycling the stuff that I've already done. I don't have to draw it again. I don't have to try and figure it out. It's just easier to just go ahead and use what I've already got. How you doing, Sarge? You have a good day today? Do anything fun during your quarantine? You did? Cool, what'd you do? Oh, nice. What kind of video did you make? Whoops. Pokemon unboxing. Do you like Pokemon? I mean, obviously, if you're unboxing them, I guess so. Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh at all? Yu-Gi-Oh! Knocked him out. See how far we are. Start, like I said, just go in and try and save whatever I can so I don't have to redraw everything twice. No comment on the Yu-Gi-Oh, huh? Okay. I'm kind of a Transformers guy. Actually, I'm a G.I. Joe guy. But sadly, they don't make G.I. Joe cards. Is that so? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Oops. a good thing. Sweet. So what kind of merch do you want me to make there, Sarge?
Did you say one?
Merch.
Oh. A shirt? A hoodie?
Why are you yelling at me?
Because I don't know how to spell hoodie or shirt. Or merch. I know how to spell shirt, but not hoodie.
You do not like it. clean up. Everybody clean up. Story of my life when it's come to Ninja Empire, it's all about cleanup. Clean up, clean up, clean up. Bam. Oh, although that just looks weird. Change the color, if that would do anything. Alright, I kind of like that. Although that color would have to go. And then we need to grab this. Nope, we need to grab. What's that? Go away. Hey Chris, what is going on, man? You doing all right? Hanging out? Doing anything fun? Working, hopefully? Much, man. First about practicing gestures. Good. Good. You should. X, and we're gonna go hood S1. Oh, JPEG. And we're gonna come back. What are you working on? I actually did, is it this? Yeah. So I was thinking about trying to involve my little community a little bit more, and what I want to do is throughout the week, well, so like the month before, I'll draw 3 heads, right? And then I'll go to like Patreon and then go, all right, which character do you want me to develop further? And based on what the poll is, based on what they vote on, I will then make that character. And for this one, the majority of the people wanted number 3. And it was suggested that I put number 3 in a hood. So, put number 3 in a hood. And now I'm just checking color combinations. Oh, please, okay, good. So I'm checking color combinations, and I'm going to throw it back out to the community and be like, well, what do you? Which one do you want? And with that, everyone who's at a certain tier level, they'll be able to get the sticker. Like, I'll send it to them. Nope, no story yet. Just that this is probably going to be my, my Ice Ninja. This is going to be my Sub-Zero. Try this. There. Wand erase. And I've learned to not give people too many options, because once you do that, you'll get all kinds of weird things, right? They'll be like, I want a little bit of this and a little bit of that and this, that, and the other thing. You're like, that was not what I asked you. See, he looks like an ice type, yeah. Yep. This is definitely my ice ninja. Well, that's cool. Because, like I said, honestly, I have zero story for this character yet. So now I need to bring all of these in. 1, 2. Where'd the third one go? Oh. Alright, so let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Bring them in. Hopefully. Oh, it's too fast for the computer, huh? I wonder what's the matter. 1, 2, and 3. Huh. That's odd. That's cool. Give me just this one. Oops. I'm confused. It won't let me open them. Maybe. What this? Okay. Just being weird. Doesn't like the mouse or my pen. Alright. Fair enough. You know, I guess. Control A, Control C. Here. So I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Try and give everyone a little, extra love. Don't need you. Go back. We're gonna drop him down a little bit. They all line up. Alright, we'll come over here. sir, give you some stuff. 3 is not there. Okay, so we'll just go. So Chris, you want to give a vote? Ah. There you go. Rap Soul, what's up, man? Really?
It says only one person's watching your stream, but there's me and Chris Bennett.
Oh man, I forgot to add my. Hold on. That's not good. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to go through it. You mean on my page? Oh.
Did you get any donations?
No.
Oh.
Why'd you come over here just to say that?
I wanted
Sorry, by the way, that's my son. Just randomly throwing stuff out there like that.
I asked because I was just watching a YouTuber. I forgot I subscribed to him, and he's getting tons. And I wanted to know if you got
I don't
one.
have a huge following. I'm just starting out. Tell your friends.
I can't.
You can.
I can't. So we're in quarantine. And I don't have a phone.
There you go. There you go, Rap Soul.
Who's Rap Soul?
I don't know.
Oh.
Why are you so anxious? Go sit down. Go draw something.
No.
Then, what in the world are you doing?
Nothing.
Then go to bed.
No. I'm not gonna go to bed.
Okay. I thought I did. Alright. Because I know... oh, I don't know. Now I don't even remember. I was like, did I put anything on there? You know what? I'm going to check. Hold on. Let's see if what we can do here. We'll work on this in a minute. Let's see. Let's go to my channel. See what's happening. Oh, you mean put a Patreon thing in the the about section? Because there's a Patreon like. Hold on, I'm talking to myself. I see what you mean. It's actually not linked. Well, that's sad. Okay. The Patreon button? Yeah, okay. I'll have to do that. Well, maybe I can do that right now. Let's see if we can add. No. Patreon, I can do it here. So let's see, http www.patreon.com/NinjaEmpire. Oh, wait, that's the link. Patreon.com. All right, so I'll be able to fix it. I'll be able to fix it on mine. But I cannot. I'll have to go after stream is off to fix it on the little about page because that's in my dashboard and all that kind of good stuff. But I fixed it now. Thanks for the heads up. I fixed it now on my own little panels. Let's see if it works. Yep. Okay. So there you go. So now that works. But thanks for the heads up. I will definitely fix it on my other one. Make sure that gets cleared up. Awesome. Thank you. I think you should also add an icon for all your social medias. Looks cleaner that way. I'm actually going to take it off. It's like I'm actually going to take it off of the stuff that I have, since they've added that now themselves. So, thank Rapsoul. Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the Ninja Empire. So what I do here is I draw a whole bunch of ninjas. Mostly, I'm creating a comic / 2D fighting video game, and so it's pretty much what we do, unless I'm doing commissions and I, have the pleasure of doing that. So I'm going to be doing that, but I only followed once. That's okay. I actually turned it on. It didn't, show me. So, but yeah. But as far as the socials go, like I said, since they've actually added it to like this is about me stuff, I'll add it there. And then I'm going to take away my little Ninja Star one because there's no need to have it twice. So they're trying to make it look good. Looks good that way. Thank you for following. Yeah, I had to. I only followed once though. Yeah, I had to push it through. So they just said you were funny, by the way, as I'm looking through the. To answer your question, Chris, you can tell me here. I'll keep a mental note. Like, are you sure? Yeah. Rapsoul, I'm pretty sure that. Wait, they added. Yeah. So if you go to the channel, right, as soon as you scroll down a little bit, and it says, this person's live, right underneath it, there's a little description, and some people put something in there. I know I did. And it also has the social, so it asks you for the social medias that you're on, and you just get to add the links, and then they just populate it that way. So everything's like right up front. It's actually pretty cool, and that's why I was even thinking about that earlier. Where I was like, well, I don't want to have this twice. There's no need for that. So I'm gonna actually get rid of it since they put it there. All right, so we have this.
Who's he?
I don't know. Why?
Aren't you supposed to know?
No, I just created him. Well, a little while ago.
Oh.
More exposure for dumb people who don't know where to look. Okay, that's fair. I can do that. I can fix it up. That's absolutely fair. Can definitely do that. That shouldn't be hard, but I'll be able to fix that off stream. Like I said, thank Rap. I'm gonna fix that. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. All right, we have him. We're gonna have to decide on what they want. Yeah. I guess I should do some scribbles and see while I'm waiting on that. Oops. Here we will design some JPEG. Let's see, vote. Nice. JPEG. Click that off. I'm going to save it as that way we can close that. Come up here, we'll do a new one. Still like working in that comic book style. comic book size and everything. That out. I like the ice one with the red hood. Okay. You know what? We're actually going to rotate this. Or maybe I won't. Alright. Let's see. What shall we do with him? So where are you living currently? I'm currently in the DC area. You know, I get to experience all of the political stupid up close and personal. Yep. A lot of people, you know, they're like, oh, we opened up, you know, they opened up, like Maryland just opened, and, you know, and they just reported a record high for the COVID pandemic, so it's like, oh, that's great. I don't know if I should make Ice Dude like thinner. I seem to have a lot of thinner type people. You know, they're all ninjas, so I keep seeing myself designing all these like really thinner type ninjas. Got some thick ones every now and then, but oh yeah. Perfect time to open up all the shops. As long as I can stay home, it's okay. Yeah. You have like one big... I have one really big buff dude. Yeah, well, that's not true. I have two pretty beefy guys. The Boar and Sunny. So, you know, we got this dude. Right? He's pretty beefy. And then we got Sunny. He's also pretty jacked. This guy's short. Short and jacked. He better be smashing people. Which one? The Boar? The Boar be smashing people, man. Got that hammer and everything. Bane. I think I'm just gonna make his body type just a little bit thicker. You know, try to make it just a little bit bigger. Come on now. See, this is generally when I bring out, and I might just do it, have fun creating Great Art Mate. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Und tschüss. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Go ahead and put his arm more at an angle, make it a little bit more interesting. Just finished an old sketch. That's cool. What was it? Yeah, but what was the sketch? Was it a sketch of a sketchbook? And I'll draw smaller. Oh, you started a new sketchbook? Okay. That's cool. Alright, so the bad part is that normally I'll come in and, which I think is what I'm going to do, up here trying to break the way that I do things. Okay. Where are my people? Female. There they are. Alright, so once again, more kids just being stupid. Well, like, why? Why would you no words, no nothing, just coming over here flailing like a fish out of water?
You're a fish.
You're the one who did it.
What did I do?
Flail like a fish.
Reverse.
Ugh. Can't find my thing anymore. Got to have his Hey, Dementia, what's up, man? Glad to have you. Thank you so very much. How you been? How you doing? What you up to? Alright, so if I'm saying he's got a hood. Alright, so we're coming in like so. Alright, that's what we're saying. And then that's his eyes. We can literally come in and throw his horns like so. Probably won't be that big. Got like demon horns, but alright. So here, and this mask comes in. Comes here, comes in there. Something like that. This is perfect here. So we come here and out. That there, here, out, that here. Okay. And then, so there's that. Then his hood comes over his head here.
Oh, go back. Huh? No, that map. The one you're on now.
Down.
That map.
Yeah?
Down, and we'll come here, like so. Alright, so now we kind of have how his head will work. I really think we'll probably pop this one up a little bit more. So his neck's not that big. Alright.
What's the code?
Come in.
Never mind.
Huh?
Never mind. Wait, what did you turn on? No, don't turn on the double one. That's stupid. Not at all. Bye.
Alright, so there, right? So we got that. So that's the kind of
Why
hood.
can't you say the super lucky? No, it's not. It's pooping. No, it's not. You're just upset that you're not getting places.
It's like as much as I draw these hoods, you would think I'd be good at them. Now comes the interesting part. What am I going to do from here? Alright, because we know he has nose here. Give him his eyeballs here. Yeah, with that. Something like that. What kind of body do we give him? You know, like what do we do from here? Oh, I've been drawn on the wrong layer. That's just sad. So I'm pretty sure I want to show his arms, but I want to cover these up. We might do it asymmetrically and just cover up his. Oh, now I know this isn't the one I'm supposed to be drawing on anyway. Oh no, it's like, where's my comp sheet at? Ugh. I hate it when I forget where I've actually put my things. Alright, so that's the case. Let's see, what else would we... Cool. Maybe some silver gauntlets. Some silver gauntlets. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try something. We're gonna figure it out. It's the whole design process. That's why I like doing this. You get to really do whatever you want. Pull in reference from other people. Like, I might even look at Sub-Zero, you know, see what the modern day Frozen dude looks like. That's why having reference and having inspiration pieces is absolutely key, right? Because you'll look at this and be like, oh man, what should I really do? Right? And it's just easy to just pull up some images that you're like, I really like these. And we'll pull them off over on the side though, so you don't have to worry about them. Apparently neither will I. See, like bringing something like this, and we're like, all right, it's probably not where we're gonna go, but it's an interesting look. Underneath like so. Alright, now we'll drop it here, right by his abdomen. From here. And go ahead and give it like a side belt. Alright, and pull. This that comes off there. so. Sarge, turn it down. Thank you. So if we did that, right? So that's wrapping around there. That's on here, which means that comes out. Got stuff going on there. Over there. Maybe we don't. Oh, let's finish this. Whoops. Kind of the way it is. I'm like, all right. You know, since I drew it on the wrong side. Of course, you know, this is none of this is final. We are literally just trying to find what's gonna work. I can bring this inward. I don't necessarily think I want plate armor, but excuse me, a lot of the stuff I've got is not working for what I want.
Stop saying no at me. This is what you get for saying no at me.
Maybe. And it comes down to something like that. I have not drawn any fight scenes yet. You're the second person to ask me that.
Go up there and fight them.
I have not. Looks like a...
Because you're trash.
I'm not trash. Don't call me trash. Daddy,
Yeah.
can I have a coffee bag?
No. It's too late now.
Doing it again.
I never spoke of fighting.
If we do this...
I never spoke of fighting.
Where is it? Oh, I see it.
So if we do that... Yeah, I'm kind of liking this. I'm curious to see what they look like. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some soon. Can't just keep designing characters. I mean, I could, but but I think we're getting to the point to where we're gonna have to.
Are we start?
We did, so it's here. Oops. It gets kind of get loose. So this comes up here. You've been using anime fight scenes as source for gesture reference. Nice.
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
If you take one hit, do you die?
No.
In here.
Maybe that's not what we want. Maybe we want
By breaking the base.
kind of like what he's got going on over here.
Damage up, attack rate down, movement speed down. Oh, that's terrible.
Come in. And he's just got this really loose. Right? Kind of comes in and maybe flows that way. Alright, so you got one side.
No.
Or maybe it just doesn't, it connects to like that. It might be an interesting look. Right, so that bunch is here, comes in, and then we can wrap his arm all the way up. Alright, so there's that. You wouldn't even see this.
Why'd you do that?
And then maybe he cut this arm off.
My attack speed definitely went up.
Maybe go for it. You'll see.
fucked up.
Maybe we'll just cut it off.
Sweet, I get this thing summons a potion.
I just healed up.
Nice.
Should not, you know, very rarely should you make it just
Gotta
like
come
that.
in.
Make it round. Oops. Round or this way? Neither way.
Ooh, nice.
I hit one.
Ooh, look, there's a pot here. Oh. I got a golden pencil. Ooh, I got an emerald.
Hey, you took my phone.
There you go.
And then actually we don't even do that. We can actually pull in another one.
Help.
What?
Do that.
No.
Where's the secret room?
Oh, it says the secret room is gonna be down that one.
Hey, you took one.
Yeah.
Hey, you took both of them. Stop taking
Yeah.
them.
You want your item?
Yes.
Too bad.
Alright, so now
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop playing. Someone walk.
I
I'd like to have some
got a
fun.
group attacker. Oh, it's the boss room.
Let's go. What is it?
Water witch.
can we do like nope, not this anymore.
The hardest one.
Maybe this does
Well,
come
no,
up.
the ancient is the hardest one. This one.
Wait, no, you wouldn't see that.
Ah,
So that would be gone. Hey Google. Thanks. Trying to figure out. Oh, see? Doesn't look half bad on its own.
You're trying to get me so kitty, bro. Ooh.
You could come in and maybe even.
Oh my gosh.
I have 99 keys.
There's a bathroom and a house.
This way. Remember to double kill the skeleton
Hey Aaron.
so they come back.
Thanks, man. Caitlin, thank you very much. I'm trying, you know. Now we got to get all the rest of them watch hours in. That's why I'm streaming. You know, if I can get a couple people to watch for a couple minutes, that helps my stream time.
Ow.
If that comes down, then we can break this down here, maybe. But together we will make this Ninja Empire something special.
I need that. I can buy one of the big items now.
I would have exploded that.
Oh.
I'm using my other one. Oh.
I found a ball.
Oh. Oh, chug it.
Look, it's a shop. You gonna chug the
Damage
ball?
up.
Sean, come in here. Ooh, I'm getting. Should I get this thing? I got this
Yeah.
one. Ooh, look, there's ninja stars.
And then my sword that is this.
Should we keep everything kind of asymmetrical, or should we try and make it more even by adding counterweight on this side? Or do we just keep this on its own?
Ow.
So, I'm not gonna try and give it too much on the legs.
Oh, I went to the side.
I vote counterweight. Alright, well I'm gonna do this first.
Wow.
And then just kind of balance him out.
I'm back here.
And then I'll copy and paste everything over, and then we'll counterweight him with something else.
That's probably because it's mine.
Oh, all stacks up. Hey.
Oh, I got this. Please give me back my item. So, give it back. Give it. Don't run into a room that has enemies and then
You said he was inside.
Maybe if he had some gadget on his arm.
Don't do that.
That would be cool.
Oh, we're gonna wrap his feet.
For what?
Here, Jack.
I already went in here.
'Cause he's a wandering
I can get in.
ice nomad. I guess.
So it's just better for me to do that. Now I have it.
I just got double keys. You wanna get this potion?
Yeah.
I told you not to drink it.
Let's see.
I told you now.
Speed up.
Can you explode this and see the room?
Are you sure?
No.
I did it. Help. This way.
I just picked the random person.
Very good.
Oh, I like that. Wait, go side. Oh.
Can't get it.
Everything just exploded.
There we go.
Ooh, potion. Oh.
Damage down.
Ooh.
Do you need help?
No, I'm good. Oh, there's another treasure room up here.
Okay. No, we went in it.
Wait, can we go back to this? Oh wait, never mind. Alright, let's go this way. Okay, I'll go down. Alright, this way.
Oops. Maybe it helps home freeze stuff or regulates his body temp or magic. I'm sorry, dude.
This way.
Dude's definitely magic. Ancient ways of frozen ninjutsu, stuff like that. Are you working on the process for monetizing the channel yet? Yep. Yes, I am.
Over here.
That's why I need more watch hours.
Ooh, what's this?
That just random hammer.
This way. Oh wait, can I have that one?
Yep.
Damage up.
Yeah. So once I had all the
Ooh, money.
subscribers, right? So that's half of the issue. Now I have to go and get, like I said, I have to get all my watch time now.
Then get in it.
Yep.
Quick.
Yep.
Oh no, it's the ancient.
Oh, yay, I got this one.
Yep. Then it'll be cool.
Bro, there was not even something there.
I know.
I don't know why I'm doing all this symbol work right now, to be honest. Because this is not really important for the design. It's just
Give me that.
extra flair that doesn't matter.
Hey,
Oh no,
25
where's the
points.
damage down? Wait,
And viewers, yeah.
What?
Well, I've noticed, you know, I've gotten more.
I got 25 points.
I've gotten more just due to the fact that I have 1,000 subscribers, right? But still a slow burn. I'm okay with it. I'm here for the long haul. I wish I would have started the haul a lot sooner, but yep, that's right, Lawless. That's right. Just stay consistent. We'll come. Yep. that's the thing, you know, and been adding some things here and there, trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing and stuff like that. Hey, Skunk.
I got pumpkin.
Thank you very much for that follow.
Say what you want.
Welcome to the Ninja Empire, and hope you enjoy those ninja bombs. I generally draw something that goes into the Ninja Empire, and now I'm working on an ice character, and I'm trying to, at this point, just still trying to figure out what kind of character. Like, I don't know what this character is. It was just something that I did, and so we're trying to figure out what color, you know, like what character this is, because, you know, this first guy over here, right, he's different than this guy over here just by costuming alone. And so but I'm going to stop with this. I'm going to stop with the guy now. I'm going to go ahead and give him a copy, because we were talking about counterweight earlier. So I'm going to do some counterweight, see if we can't change the design up a little bit. So, no, he's this guy over here. Oh, you guys can't see that. Sorry. I'll put this over here. So he's that guy, right? And he's not an orc. He's just wearing a mask, and he's wearing an ice mask. So, yeah. It's just me trying to figure out, and I mean, I know that you see like his mouth in places, right? And it's just because I'm using the template. But yeah, I'll just clean this up real quick. Like so, that way you don't see his mouth. You know, it's not an orc. He's literally a guy wearing a mask, who has masky powers. I mean, masky ice powers. Alright, so if we want to counterweight, we're going to make this.
No, I called the star thing.
Actually have that
Attack right up and speed down.
come out further.
Yay!
We're going to have it come down like so.
Upward. Oh, I see the sequence. Right there.
Do you have a ball? I do.
If I want to start a stream, what should you do? If you want to start streaming, man, to be honest, just turn the camera on. Like, what programs do I have to install? Oh, okay. So in order to stream, the thing that you're going to need is a program called, well, what a lot of people use is OBS. There's a lot of people who use Mixer as well, but OBS is free. And then there's OBS, and then there's Streamlabs OBS. And I myself use Streamlabs OBS. It's a real powerful engine. It allows you to create scenes and, you know, import your images and make really cool overlays and all kinds of stuff like that. So OBS it's really easy to get into. So I would definitely recommend getting OBS. Like I said, OBS, I don't know if it's OBS.com, but if you look up OBS streaming software, it'll pop right up. And then you can download it. It's free. And there's a ton of tutorials. You know, even Streamlabs gives them up, and it's really easy. And then after that, you need a camera, right? You need some type of webcam. It's real easy to do webcams now. Logitech puts out the most cheap, cost-effective, and yet high-quality webcams. I use two of them. I use two of the same ones. They were like $60 each. You know, it's not that expensive. And then whatever you actually want to draw on. So if you use Procreate, or if you use Photoshop, or Inkscape or whatever the case may be, right? So you have your own software, which is very, I think is going to be very important. It's like whatever you feel comfortable with, that's going to be what you want to work with. You can also do traditional. So I do a lot of traditional stuff. So I have one camera here. I'm going to pop it up real quick. Whoops, that is not what I wanted. Down here, right? And so now that's on my drawing desk, right? So, yeah. So if I wanted to do drawings, I could do drawings. And as you saw, it was real quick for me to switch over. It's just an eyeball icon, and then I can switch it back off, and then it pops back to whatever I had set up before. So you're not limited by doing digital. You can do traditional too. It's completely up to you. The main thing is whatever you feel comfortable with, that's what you should do. And one big thing that I've noticed is like you have to not worry about people. I live in Brazil, so the cheapest things still are expensive. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I get imports and stuff like that. I mean, but you don't need to do Logitech. I mean, honestly, whatever webcam, like whatever you can plug into your computer and it gives you a camera, that's going to be perfectly fine. Also, if you have like a MacBook or a Mac computer, they generally have the webcam inside of the monitor. That's going to work too, right? There are other cameras, like if you can hook up a camera, like an actual camera, with your USB and allow that to be your webcam, that's perfectly fine too, right? So it's completely up to you. It's not really going to be that hard for you to get started, right? A lot of people will say, oh, you need a mic or you need this. You really don't, not to get started, right? If you have a camera, well, let me put it like this. I've seen people who have a camera and no sound, so they see them and then they just type out all their responses on the chat. I've seen people who have audio but absolutely no camera, so you don't see them and they're doing perfectly fine, right? If you want to stream, the thing you have to do is just start. Because if you're waiting for, oh, well, I got to get cameras and I got to get a mic and then I got to get a tablet and I got to have Photoshop and I got to do this and I got to do that, you know, that's not really going to work. I mean, it'll stop you from doing your own thing. So just, you know, get started. It's okay. We all start somewhere. Just got to take your time with things. Yep. I've seen artists who don't use their mic, just draw a response. Oh wow, I haven't seen anyone draw responses yet. That's pretty fun. So, you know, there's many ways. I think the big thing is do you actually want to stream? If you want to stream, you will stream, right? You just have to go ahead and do it. That's the big thing. And like I said, you know, a lot of people, they get started with streaming and they're like, oh my goodness, I don't have anybody, right? And like, I don't have anyone who's watching me. Is it even worth it? The thing is that it takes time. And especially if you were like me, I didn't and I don't promote, which is, you know, dumb on my part. But I just really haven't gotten around to like, oh, well, I'm actually going to come in and promote on all my socials and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. You know, I just don't do that. So, you know, if you do that, you can't be worried about you cannot be worried about the whole idea of viewership. A lot of, like, the one thing that I've learned and have heard from many people is you have to like it. If you're doing it for different reasons, it's going to become a job and then you're not going to like it, right? And some people stream for like 4, 5, 6, 8, 12 hours, and if you have a job that you hate, you know, and you've been working at it for 12 hours a day, and it takes a whole hell of a lot to get to a point to where this can be a viable job source, then you will have put in a whole lot of time and effort and hate every second of it. And that's just, there's no reason for that. This is not that kind of thing you should be doing. It's super fun since I can just see, I think that for me, Google, if I was to write responses, I probably would get so focused on the drawing, I wouldn't even notice, and that would be bad. Ignoring people is bad. Like when I first started, oh my goodness, because so many people were not, you know, I didn't have anything, and I was at the bottom of the list, and no one really came in to see. Oh my goodness, let me tell you, there are times where I was just like, do, and I'd be working and working. I'm like, yeah, I am getting so much done. And then somewhere in the mix, someone said something to me, and I didn't see it. And I'm like, oh no, you know, you try and talk to that person, but they're not there anymore, like at all. And you're like, hey, how's it going? Oh, thanks for stopping in the stream. I hope you're having a good time, blah, blah, blah. And you're talking to the ether. 4 hours of most days and 7 to 8 hours for pay-per-view shows like UBC. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. But I mean, it's just so long. Like, I've tried. I was like, oh, I can stream for a gazillion hours. I can't. I was like, you know what? This is not where I'm at. I have done some long streams. I think I hit a 10-hour stream at one point, but actually I did a 12-hour stream because I was doing a 12-hour challenge with my students at NSU, and I was like, what better way to get a whole bunch of hours in than to stream my 12-hour challenge. I tried to get them to do a 24-hour challenge, but they all sucked and couldn't hang, so you know, that kind of sucked. They're all whips. Too many times before. Yeah, drawn on the wrong layer again, as always. Seems more like, with this outfit, he seems more like a like an ice mage than, I don't know. Do you draw more when you're not streaming, or do you do most of your practice on here? I draw offline all the time. Like, I have to force myself to draw on stream, mostly because A, I'm slow, and B, digital is not my like, that's not my native language, you know. So I have, you know, I'll see people and they're drawing on here and they're like, oh, look, I'm just gonna scribble this in and I'm gonna do this real quick and blah 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 blah, and then they have like this full character done. I'm like, what the hell just happened? And you know, here I am going, oh, let me get the pose. Is this pose? Let me, you know, how is this pose? You know, and I'll spend forever and a day trying to get the pose right. Whereas when I'm drawing traditionally, I can knock that out with no question. So I'm drawing way more just pen and paper, and I'm trying to use, you know, Twitch and all that stuff. YouTube to actually be my reason for drawing more on the computer. So is Ninja Empire a collection of stories, or does it have a main? It does have a main protagonist. I actually have to go back and update my Patreon, because as I was developing it, it changed. So there are 5 families. There are still 5 families. Actually, let's go ahead and put this in here. Alright, so there are the 5 families. Where is all my stuff at? What happened there? So, as I said, there are 5 families that rule over the planet. Digital is not my native language. There are 5 families. So, okay, so the beginning of the story, the Shogun's assassinated, everything goes to hell, everyone is trying to vie for power, and the 5 families that were kind of the protectors of the planet anyway, they decide, you know what, it's time for us to rule, and they just, you know, they claim territory all over the place. They start fighting each other just a little bit for a little while. But then they realize that they're better off if they rule all together, and then certain families have more power than others because they're stronger, have a bigger army and all that, you know, just normal stuff. That's these 5 people here. Then there's this is the main protagonist. This is the Black Dragon. He is an outsider. An outsider is someone who is not of ninja descent. And so this planet is ruled by ninjas. Not everyone is a ninja, but it is ruled by ninjas. And so he actually worked his way into the ninja army, and through everything, despite everything, the hazing, the, you know, backstabbing, all kinds of good stuff, he actually persevered, became a ninja, you know, and then worked his way up to becoming a ninja master, getting favor from the Shogun, being put into the elite army, and then, you know, so he's up there, transcended, you know, a lot of stuff. So he's, you know, he's moved on up, which people didn't really like, but he proved himself time and time again. All right, Mr. Skunk, I'll see you later. Get some sleep. Hope to see you at the next stream. Thanks for coming and hanging out. So, you know, when the Shogun was killed and everyone was kind of fighting for themselves, he was like, hey, I am here. Thanks a lot, Skunk. I'm here trying to protect my town. We're gonna take care of things. And then the first family army came in. He's like, sweet, reinforcements. These marauders are we're gonna push them back. This is fantastic, great stuff. And then he is betrayed by the first family, which is this guy right here. And he, you know, they kill everything. The people who are raiding his town, they killed friends, family, women, children, everything. And then they actually brought him out to the middle and killed his wife and daughter right in front of him, cut off his right arm, and left him there to die. Right? And the last thing that the guy in the middle told him was, just know that you were never strong enough to be an actual ninja. You couldn't even protect your wife and child. And then walked away. Right? So, I'm not necessarily going to tell you why he's not dead and he didn't bleed out. You'll just have to watch the story as it unfolds. But he does not die. He comes back, right? And now his whole thing is about vengeance. So he is literally going from town to town to town to town to find all of the people who had something to do with the eradication of his town. And there are people that he runs into who are part of certain families, and he's just like, I have nothing to do with you. get out of my way and nothing's going to be a problem. And they're like, oh, but I fight for the honor of this, that, and the other thing. And he's like, fine, okay, die. And he kills them, right? But he's only hunting the people who had something to do with the death of his family and his village. And that eventually leads to the big battle of the first family and him. Lots of magic, lots of violent death. And the thing is, one thing, so I try and put a lot of stuff, a lot of story into all of the elements that I have. So you see he's got 3 swords, right? This, let me get you a color real quick. This one right here, can't see that. So this one right here, right? That sword, that's his main sword. That's the sword that he uses to do most of his battling, right? But these 2 swords here are special. Like, he does not unsheath them except for when he's actually in his moment of vengeance, right? Because those 2 swords were given to him by his daughter and his wife once he became a ninja master. And so in this world, you don't really get to choose your outfit until you're a ninja master, right? That's when you get the mask and you get to choose how, you know, you get to be a distinct member, and they're like, oh, I know this person because he looks this way, right? But all the other ninjas, if you're just in the army, they look the same. They might have a little distinction here and there to show ranking, but they all look the same, right? But as soon as you become a ninja master, you get to do whatever you want, unless, of course, you're an outlier and you're somewhere on the side and you're like, I don't really care what the rules are, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. That's fine, right? But if you're within the families, within the rules and stuff like that. So once he finally got Ninja Master, right, they gave him these 2 swords, and then shortly thereafter, stuff went, you know, to hell, and his family was killed. So that's why those 2 only, like, in the story, when, you know, they're in the comics and there's fighting, they're like, and like, oh, you're a peon, get out the way. Oh, you're a peon, get out the way. You know, and then it's like, you were the general who led the first wave, right? He puts this one sword back in its sheath behind him, and then he takes these 2, because they are actually magnetically on his back, because when they cut off his arm, like, you can, you can see, right? So here, this is all, you know, robotic, and hold on just a sec. Ninja Empire, come on, wake up. And then on his back, he has a, you know, he kind of has like a backpack that holds the swords, right? And so he can just grab it and it'll unlock. All right, and it's also it's also a generator to put more power into his arm. But yeah, the main part is it holds his sword. So when he grabs it, it unlocks. He flips it around, and then drives it into the ground. Right, and so it's like these 2 entities. So the sheath of the sword would be the wife and the daughter, and these 2 are watching him get vengeance for his family. And then, of course, all of these people all have some type of story, little or big, and I definitely weave them in to the main story. But the main story is him trying to get his vengeance on the people who murdered his people. And, you know, they're always like, hey, you know, you should join us, help me, help him. Like, no, he's not looking for friends. He's not looking to be someone's savior. If for some reason, you know, he walks through a town and someone that was there when he, you know, when he died, or when his family died, and they happen to be picking on this town, he will step up and destroy everyone else. And they're like, oh, you should stay with us, they're going to come back. And he's like, this is not my problem, this is not my fight, right? He's not trying to make friends. He has one mission and one mission only. So, there you go, that's the story. And now, what I'm doing now, let me close that, don't want to save it, no. And so now, what I'm actually doing is, so I'm taking this guy, so what I did was I had 3 heads, right? I had 3 different heads, and I wanted to be like, hey, I want you guys to decide what character I develop next. And so what I want to do is make it like a Patreon type of thing, where it's like, hey, here's, this is the beginning of the month, here are the 3 heads that I came up with, which one do you want to see made into a character that we will eventually get into Ninja Empire? And then they vote, and then I come and make it. So I open it up to Facebook because I'm testing it out, and I'm like, here are these 3 heads. They're like, we really like, this one with the ice-ish mask, but we think it should be in a hood. And I'm like, okay, so I put it together, and then I have some different colors, and I'm going to put that up later. So now what we're doing is trying to decide what kind of character this is going to be. And like I said, right now, kind of looks more like a sorcerer than anything else. Right? And I see that. I'm like, I see him more as a sorcerer at this moment. So, say how much of him is robotic? So he got cut from the pectoral, right here down. So it's this part of his chest, and they cut him, all the way to his back. His arm is completely gone. So it's his arm, his shoulder blade, and then most of the stuff that would be connected towards the back. So, they're going off of the super sharp, razor sharp blades of the ninja. And so when they cut him, it's like, and it just, because he got cut clean, because he was just, on his knees, and they cut him, and it's just like, and it's, how they do in the old school, like, ninja movies, like, and he's just like, arm fell off, he hits the ground, and they're like, just know, you, useless. You will never be a real ninja. So, yeah, thanks. I'm glad you like it. Oh. See, and I know my wife is like, hey, you need to, it's late, you should come to bed. I'm surprised she hasn't texted me yet. Give it a little bit, you can stay up for a little bit. Like, I need to, like, tomorrow's my main, like, long stream night, the studio night for me, so I'll be up late. But today is probably not the day to do that. Not trying to get in trouble with my wife, but there's something. So like I said, it's a comic, right? So I'm doing a lot of the information in comics, and then but it's all for a 2D fighter. She said some real good medical technology for ninjas. Oh, well, there's a ninja bot, and there's so much story that goes in here. Well, no, you don't. Here's the thing, you don't know why he's still alive, because I haven't told you. There's a very, very specific reason why he's still alive. Hold on. So, I want to show you guys this. Gotta turn off the music though. Alright, so like I said, I'm developing a, like a a 2D fighter game, right? So I made this select screen. As you can see, it's pretty bare. These spots will indicate the main 12, right? So that's kind of what I've been developing. I have all these other characters because of Patreon, but there are, these main 12 will be the 12 that you start with, and those are going to be the 12 of the story, right? You'll even be able to play as the main bad guy and stuff like that. I might need to reevaluate that. I don't know, but I think it's cool to have the main 12 players. Like, you can play these guys. Maybe you just need to unlock them, so you'll play with 1 or 2 characters and you can unlock them, but they're all there. Just gotta play through. You may, I don't know. That's all logistics that'll happen way later. But so this is it. But for my my videos where I actually do new characters, this is how it starts. Make sure okay. Oh, you guys won't hear it. Hold on. So yeah, so that's my here comes a new challenger. It's like here comes a new challenger's string. So I'm trying. But Chris, to answer your question, or not to answer it, but this character is why a lot of people stay alive. Character right here. So this is the medic, the ninja medic, or the medic bot, and these robots are placed all around the Ninja Empire, and they lay dormant until they realize somebody needs help, right? They need medical attention, and their arms would open up, and they have all their medical supplies and stuff like that. And they're very good at their job to get you stable to where you can then go to a doctor or a facility that has more for you, so that way you can live. But they're also protector bots, so if there's a moment where like they're trying to help you, right, and this other person who was fighting you was like, oh no, I'm gonna kill you, right, it's like, I'm gonna kill you, they come in, they'll stop them with the least amount of force, but if you keep coming, they will actually fight you. Or if you like swing at them with a sword or something like that, they will fight you. And they're robots, so they know pretty much every martial art form, period, right? So they're really, really good fighters. But just in case the person who is like, super fighter, and they're like, you can't stop us, blah 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 blah, they have like the Omega Blast. Their face opens, like, right, and there's a big blast in the middle, and that's what ultimately shuts them down, because they'll shoot, and it's like, to eliminate the threat, trying to save the person who is hurt first, and then they expend pretty much all of their energy, and then collapse. So, these are the crazy little things that I have in this world that'll probably never, ever, ever be used. But I have. Alright, I'm going to try something different. Alright, so let's go ahead and do one more design before, I'm gonna be like, I should probably leave before my wife kills me. So let's put something over on this side, shall we? So I'm going to get a brush. So, could they take down one of the 5 emperors? They could. They very well could. I mean, they could, but the thing is that they're all ready to fight. You know, if that makes sense. So they're trained fighters in one thing, and they also know about the medic bots. So they wouldn't actually engage at that point. They would just come in and use one of their specialty blasts and just blow them out of the water. I'm like, yeah, I understand, you dead. So, Sarge. Sarge. Sarge! It's time for you to go to bed, bud.
Can I finish this?
How long is it?
8 minutes.
Nope. Finish tomorrow. Makes you feel any better? I'll be going to bed soon too. Mostly because I gotta get up tomorrow and go to the dentist.
Why?
To ensure that I don't lose my teeth, man.
When you're done, can you turn my computer off?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
because I'm watching your stream.
So I found myself doing world building because I really hadn't done that. Like, I've developed a product, and what I've realized by actually doing world building is that what I developed before was lore. I developed a story, an in-depth story, but not the actual world that existed. And which is kind of interesting because I started looking around for like workbooks or tutorials or something like that to help me, like what questions should I be asking and stuff like that. And what I've realized was everybody is so far that I've found is doing lore and not world building. So I've been on this quest recently to do world building, and it's been rather fascinating just asking myself questions. Hey, Skull and Wolf, thank you very much for that follow. Welcome to the Ninja Empire, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. We make ninjas, lots and lots of ninjas. I'm actually developing a 2D fighter with ninjas, that are a world that's ruled by ninjas. And everything is really going to be told with comics. So it's going to be a comic video game, or at least that's what I'm working towards. Comic video game. We'll see how that works out. I'm the exact opposite. I build worlds with with very little story. Oh, really? That's really cool. That's interesting, yeah, because I keep finding that everyone is doing story, right? And they're like, oh, well, what about your person? Because the first question I always see, it's like, where does what's your world? Is it Earth-like? And then it's like, oh, where does it take place? I'm like, wait a minute, we haven't even talked about the climate, or the air consistency, or, is your planet mostly water, or is it mostly land? Is there any land? Like, these are all questions that need to be asked. And so that's what I'm going through right now, is trying to figure out the things that I think would be important before I go into, like, because knowing if your planet worships gods or anything is important, but you need to know the planet that they're on, right? I've switched the equator to horizontal vertical instead of horizontal, which plays into the Shogun believing that he is the center of the universe, center of the world, because where his palace is directly in the middle. It's literally in the middle of the planet, and because of that, it's nice and warm and lush and bountiful. Like, that is the best place to be. that's something you need to know. You know what I mean? It's like, is there land there and stuff like that. So I think I love having the opportunity to just write a cool, backstory for the planet. I think that's important. Let's see. Do you have any advice for portfolios struggling a little? What was your portfolio like when you first got out? Garbage. My portfolio was a hot mess. Because, the thing is that as much as I want to say that I was great or that the school was great, we all made mistakes, right? And I was not ready for the outside world. As far as portfolios and stuff like that, that's one of the main reasons why I went back to grad school, because I just wasn't ready. But you say, what do you want for a portfolio? The question is, what do you want to do? What is the plan? What do you actually want to do? And the music's pretty cool. I like it. It's there are times when I need to do a lot stronger work, like faster, harder, and then it'll be less relaxing. But I do find this pretty enjoyable, so probably keep it for quite some time. So Chris, like I said, it really depends. You need to find out what it is you actually want to do. Like, that's the main thing. If you can't think, because if you're like, oh, maybe I'll do this, then that's not right. You need to know what you're going to do. In grad school, I found out what I wanted to do. I thought it was comics. In undergrad, I was wrong. I want to be a character designer. That's what I've done professionally for so long. That's what I like. Wish someone would have helped me find that sooner. Sick. Are you doing the game dev, story, and comic? Yep, and yep. Skull and Wolf, that's all me. I'm trying to do everything. Like, I'm actually trying to teach myself how to animate over the next couple months. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna use other people's stuff to get me, to get me going. But I think that it's gonna be very important to actually give more proof of concept. Like, the screen thing was really cool, right? It was like, oh yeah, that's really good. I can see where this is going. Now I need to show a character throwing a punch or doing a jump, or I gotta show all that. So that's the next step. Although I asked people what they wanted to see from me, and everyone was like, we want to see a comic, like everyone. So I might actually be putting off some of the animation to really push off on this comic idea. So we'll see. How much artwork do you need? So I always say between 10 and 15. I had someone else recently, another professional in the gaming field, say 15 to 20. When I said, oh, well, I normally tell my students 10 to 15, he's like, oh, that's perfect. That's fine too. Just the thing is that you never want to go above 20 pieces. Never. Because that's just too much. Nobody wants to look at all that. So, and with 10, you got to make sure that you are spot on. Like, everything that you put in there was awesome. Because the fewer things they have to look at, the more they're like, hey, this was wrong. And you're like, yeah, well, but I mean, so, a good, like 15 pieces is a good place to be. So I would say 15, just to be safe. I have a similar dream too. I'm not doing the game dev, just the story and the comic. My friend is supposed to be doing the game dev. So I have realized something about working with people, especially friends. Unless it was their idea and they came to you and you bought into it, they're not going to be in the same level. Which is weird, because sometimes they're like, oh man, this sounds like a great idea. I would love to do that. Yeah. And you're like, all right, sweet. This is going to be freaking awesome, right? And then they're like, well, I didn't really work on it. And like, come on, man, we got to put more work together. We got to do more work, more this, more that. And they're like, right? And because they're not as invested, they're not getting paid, all kinds of good stuff like that. They're like, I don't have to. And so I've started to realize, you know what? I'm just going to do it all myself. I'm going to figure it out. Dude, that just reminded me that you told me to send over my portfolio, and I completely forgot. How do I even forget that? I like designing characters too. I never finished comics. Comics is tough. Like, a lot of people think that it's just, you know, they're like, oh, you're just playing toys. I mean, not toys. You're just telling, like, you're not working hard. Like, I don't know where that came from. You know, like, people are just like, meh, what you do is easy. It's like, all you do is draw all day. I'm like, yeah, so? And then when it comes to comics, like, a lot of people just didn't want to see it as anything worth it. You know, they're just like, that's child stuff. You know, like, there's a lot of work that goes into this. But luckily, with the, you know, with Marvel and DC coming out, releasing all these movies and stuff, it's brought a new light on comics and the profession of. So a lot more people want to do it, but it is hard. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And experience so I'm moving forward with the comic on a different story and motivating him to get moving on my progress. Yeah, we got no comics. Oh, not easy. I learned it the hard way. No comics are not easy, unless you're. I mean, if you're doing stuff like, right? You're like, oh, okay, like you can do a 24-hour comic that's garbage, right? And you're like, all right, so I'm gonna do this dude right here, right? Eyeball, little nose. And you're like, oh no, right? And then you can even, right? And so now you got a little Marshmallow Man. If you want to give him some hands, right? Depending on how you want to be, right? So if you're doing a person like this, all right, and you're just like, oh yeah, this is my dude. Then yeah, it'd be real easy to tell a comic, right? Because, I mean, heck, you know, you could draw this dude in almost anything. Like, right, there's a marshmallow here. Like, all right, so here's my eyeball. You know, like, got his little nose. Right? I mean, so that would be easy, right? But the minute you're like, oh, well, I'm drawing characters like this, and, you know, the anatomy has to be right, the perspective has to be right, everything has to be right, then all of a sudden it becomes hard. You know, the last time when I did something like this, you know, I had to keep telling people, it's like, the process of this is tremendously hard, and you guys just do not understand. I think I'm gonna give him a little. What if we did? A mini poncho. How long have you been streaming yourself? How long have I been streaming? I mean, I've been streaming, I don't know, what, 5 months? I mean, actively. Like, I came on like a year ago or so, and I would stream like once every 4 months. But I would say actively, I've been streaming since the beginning of this year. As far as doing art, professionally, let's go with that. I've been doing art professionally for about 20 years now. classes and they're all what? Oh, did I miss something? Oh, you don't know because I just mostly works from different classes. Oh yeah, man, you got to do something for yourself. That's the thing. You got to find out what it is you like, and you got to start doing stuff like that. Because if you're like, oh well, I like graphic design, that's great. Now you need to start doing stuff that wasn't a classroom assignment. Because like I said in class, man, we can smell that. You know, a lot of people don't think it, but the people who have to do the hiring, we know when students are coming to us and they're like, hey, look what I did, and you're like, oh, that's cool, that's an assignment. So the thing you have to ask yourself, Chris, is what do you want to do? The good question is, if you were to start streaming and you started streaming for 8 hours straight, what would you stream? Because then that's probably what you want to do. Because if you're willing to do something for 8 hours straight, you want to do that. Just for me, it's my comic. Yep, it's like if you know what it is, then you're gonna do it. You know, I'm like that's just all there is to that. Like as soon as you figure out what you're willing to spend the majority of your time doing, that's what you're gonna do, right? Like that's what you should focus on, and don't let anyone tell you anything different. One of the worst things that had happened to me was the fact that when I was like, I want to do comics, people were like, oh man, you're going to die and you're going to live under a bridge and you'll never be successful and blah, 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 blah. Right? And idiot young me looked at some of these people as people who should be helping me and took them for what they said. And it was like, okay, well, damn, I guess I shouldn't do this. And didn't. And that's, you know, that was my downfall. So the one thing that I always tell my students is you do what you want, right? Do what you want, because if you don't, you'll be upset. That looks stupid. Me drawing anime characters and fight scenes. You might want to think about going into animation then. I've been thinking about drawing my own fight scene. You might want to think about animation or comics or animation. I'm like, you might find that pretty cool, you know? While you still have an income, yeah. Like, and that the main thing is, you know, if you're working anyway, and you're like, well, I have this job. Like, all right, cool, you have a job. So go ahead and do what the hell you want. Because, you know, once you decide on what it is you want to do, just know you better be ready. Because, you know, once you have it, once you decide on something, that's where you are for a couple years for sure. Decent amount of overlap between comics and animation. I want to try my hand at animation at some point, but I need to get the comic rolling. Yep. Try and change this up a little bit so it doesn't look like he's got, you know, some weird trench coat going on. That's not at all what I want. No, when I was a little kid, I would always draw, and I wanted to make my own anime. But as I started to grow up, I somehow thought that it was unrealistic. You're probably getting a lot of feedback from people, and they were telling you that. You can't draw comics. There's no money in that. We had parents like mine. Well, mostly my mom. You know, who would just tell you, it's like, you're gonna live under a bridge. I'm like, okay. So there are elements of this one that I like. The one thing that I really do enjoy about this process is the fact that I can explore elements together, even if they don't. It's like, that's not supposed to go there. You know, it's like, you're not supposed to do that here. That's silly talk. What are you doing? I get to explore them, and then eventually towards the end, I really get to find what it is I'm looking to do. So I absolutely love this process. Here with this, because I do like these kind of like big random like gauntlet-y type things. You should make draw along videos. Absolutely not. I have so many people who are like, oh man, you should do like these kind of videos. Dude, you see how long it's taking me to do this? And my son's all like, oh man, you know what you should do? You should teach people how to draw your characters. I'm like, see how long it takes me to draw my own characters? Like, that'd be a horrible idea. No hands. It's so funny because you're 10-minute challenges every day. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just scribble stuff. Scribble stuff. So far, it seems like it keeps moving more and more towards magician than ninja. And while there's absolutely nothing wrong with having this kind of like magician-y ninja, the thing is that I definitely want him to be more ninja than magician. But there are elements that I really do enjoy. So I know that you'll see me move along with that. And with that for sure. So those things are definitely going to be continued. But I'm already past the time that I was supposed to wood, ice, thumbs that I was supposed to be on. I should have left already. So, but I want to say thank you guys so very much for coming to hang out with me. Means absolutely a lot to me to have people to talk to. So thank you guys so very much. As we move forward, I'll be definitely looking for suggestions. I mean, I did it here already. It was like, hey, well, what do you think about this? Or what should we do here? How should we make this work? So I'll definitely be doing more and more of that. And I hope you guys will join me. If you haven't, please check out my Patreon and my Discord. It was plastered all over through the chat. Please check those out. Would love to have you, especially if you're a creative, looking for some advice or just a place to actually get you motivated to move forward. Check out the Boss Up Discord, and I hope to see you there. There's going to be more and more of this. So yeah, thank you guys so very much for coming to hang out, and I will see you guys at the next stream, which should be tomorrow. All right, I'll see you later.